Comfortable. Thank you very much. Happy Christmas, everybody. Touch somebody, say Happy Christmas. You're not touching somebody, say beloved. Happy Christmas. Celebrate Jesus, somebody. Thank you. It's a celebration. It's not very. You get what I'm saying? It's what? A celebration. It's not about how much you have in the account. As long as you are alive to witness it, you have to celebrate it. Hello? It's not about what my enemy are saying about me. My enemy, they have tried all they could to take my life before this celebration. But God's so kind. I'm alive. Somebody say I'm alive. Say I have reason to celebrate God. Celebrate Jesus, somebody. You are not making any noise. I want you to rise and make. Woo! Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I have every reason, yes, to celebrate. He's alive, Jesus. Without Jesus, I can be here. Without Jesus, you cannot be here. Why? It's part of my teaching, trying to let you know, trying to put it in back of your mind. Without him, the Messiah, the messenger, you can't be here. I can't be here. How? I'm taken to Holy Book, in the book of St. John, chapter 3 from verse 16 to 18. Without Jesus, you can't be here. I can't be here. There's no way you can be here. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that he, whosoever believeth in him shall not perish, but have what? Everlasting life. Verse 17. For God did send not his Son into the world to condemn the world, but, we read together, but that the world through him might be saved. Verse 18. Read together. He that believeth on him is not condemned, but he that believeth not is condemned already, because he has not believed in the name of the only begotten Son of God. Thank you. He that believeth in him is not condemned. How? God so loved the world that he gave you and I a messenger that if you believe in him, you're not in problem. How? If you're a Jewish person here, hear me, far near. If you're a Muslim, hear me, far and near. These two religions has what called the law. The law that abided religion. And this religion centralized in a particular area and places. Arabic people, they are the ones that have this religion, not all over the world. And anybody that lives in their midst without abiding with the law of their religion must be killed. I get what I'm saying? So the religion grew. What are you still doing there? The religion grew to the extent the religion became a kind of torture to some people in the world. And God was so kind to some certain people. He was so kind. Because for somebody that lives in Southeast, in western part of Africa, or in Africa, has no knowledge about this religion. Hardly for our people, just like in Southeast here, our people here in Southeast, they believe not religion, but they believe a deity. And the same deity is a problem. Something you do, they will say you have offended the gods of the land. They will kill you. And some parts of the world, living in darkness, God so kind, he sent his son, Jesus. And Jesus came with a different ministration. Whether you are bound with the law or out of the law, he ministered to you and taught you. All the prophets in the Holy Book, they centralized for the law. Name all the prophets, their administration centralized in their tribe and clan. But the ministry of Jesus centralized for the people of the world. Everybody's involved. Everybody. He's passing by. He says, blind man and heal. And let walk. Passing by. He welcomed everybody. Remember what he told his disciples on the day of Pentecost. And when he came, the Spirit came. Even though passerby, they were affected with the Spirit of God. So Jesus was dead, was killed, and he resurrected, and then he kept on the ministration for 40 days. And he gathered them in the mountain of Galilee and trying to let everybody know you are free to worship with us. And he kept on giving his ministration after Sabbath day was over. Then he began this Sunday worship on his own. He took the permission from his father as a minister of God. And it was going very fine. And other pastors were against him. They were Jewish pastors, like the rabbi, the Kohen, the priest, the prophet. They were against his ministration. That's why they ganked and killed him. But he was not be killed. He couldn't die. To make sure he will introduce this religion with you and I. So what is the essence of this religion of Christianity or Messianic? He brought us love, unity. Love and unity to make sure that everybody have the freedom of worship. Then before now, there was no freedom of worship. People don't have freedom of worship. You have limits of the places you go. Because there's a kind of place you go, you are going to be killed and crucified. Remember what happened to 12 apostles? How they died. Because their preaching or their teaching is against the original, the religion's law. So, ladies and gentlemen, Christ Jesus, Messiah, Yeshua, brought us grace of worshiping. Freedom of worship. Is somebody following me here? That is what he gave us. Freedom of worship. Because it was not so. Today is the first day of the day according to Bible. But the same phase of the day was the day that Jesus was giving his ministration after Sabbath was over. He was born as a religious man. He was born as a Jew. But his ministration is free that everybody can. Imagine a woman with menstruation for 12 years touched him. According to law, she must face death. You don't dare touch the anointed prophets. Don't try that. Because according to the book of law, Leviticus chapter 14, when a woman is menstruating, you don't come close to any holy thing. Talk less of having a religious gathering like this. But Jesus looked at her, and said, a little word, your faith made you whole. Go away, shall be well with you. And people were, how can say, live? And Jesus saw somebody that committed adultery according to the law. That whosoever that committed adultery must stone to death. And she rescued the lady. He rescued the lady. And saved her. Say, And Jesus came to the church on a Sabbath day. And as he was preaching, he saw somebody that was sick. He called out that person and lay hand upon that person and pray to that person. They say, because all this is against the law. You don't do any work. You worship and go. But he brought all this grace, giving us privilege, giving us freedom of worship. So that's why Jesus was born, to give you freedom. Somebody say freedom. He has given you freedom. Don't abandon yourself with something you don't know about. He gave us freedom of worship. He gave us freedom of living. He gave us freedom of healing. He gave us freedom of life. That's why he came into being. So we are celebrating the freedom of life. Today, in a judicial house, in the judicial law, or the court of law, when you come, nobody will say, because you are Christian, you are going to be crucified. No. Jesus has paid the price. St. Paul has paid the price. St. Peter paid the price. Stephen paid the price. All these ministers of God, they paid the price that nobody will crucify you again because you are going out of the Jewish law or Islamic law. In the world court of law, on the judicial court, they will ask you something. Are you Muslim, or Christian, or Jewish? So you must be one. But formerly it was Jewish and Muslim. And their law is too heavy. Imagine the Jewish law is 613 laws that you cannot keep. Touch somebody, say, are you hearing this? There's so many of you cannot keep. Imagine the Torah, the Quran, in Torah for the Jews, Quran for the Islamic. We have Talmud, we have scholarly, so many books, so many laws. But Jesus made it easy for you and I to have that access of worshiping God. Is somebody following me? He gave us the access to worship. So we worship by grace. So he gave us freedom to live in an Arabic country. They know that this person is a Christian. They will not kill you. To live in Israeli country. They know you are a Christian. They will not kill you. To live in your own country. Our ancestors that worship idol, the idol worshippers in our land, they know you are a Christian. They will not come after you. Because this religion, Christianity, has been registered in the court of law. Worldwide. But there is a time that sometimes you pick up their basket to go to market. They say, you don't go to market because today is our something. We have 4 market days this side in Africa. Those days are far, and when they do again, say, you face the consequences. Either you will be banished from the land. Today, when you are coming back home, personally, my family, my community, my village people know that he is a pastor and a Christian. They will never involve me in so many things they are doing. There's some things they will be doing, they will not call him. Why are they not going to call me? They know that I'm a Christian, that I'm not involved. But those days before the coming of Jesus, you don't dare try it. You pay the penalty with your life. Isn't it? So he brought us grace. Can we celebrate him? He gave us grace. He brought it to existent world, giving you freedom. Jesus brought civilization. How? Christianity came with civilization. First and foremost, when he began his miraculous work, he was the one that introduced miracle works. Receive healing. Somebody receive. It was not so in other prophets. They just prophesied. He taught us about prayers, intercession prayers. He taught us about adoration prayers. He taught us about medication. He was the one that raised Luke, sent to Luke as a medical practitioner. There are so many cases that we bring to him. He said, go and meet Luke. He's a doctor, a physician. So Jesus brought civilization for you and I to have a comfortable life. Can somebody praise Jesus? May you rise, people of God. Hallelujah. He brought us good news. Are you getting what I'm saying? Jesus, his ministration always for peace. He said you should not divorce your wife. Jesus said that. Many people are afraid to go for divorce. Jesus did it. Jesus made us to have a kind of economy. Marrying double wife, many wives. Jesus introduced us to have a single wife. Jesus taught us about brotherhood. Jesus taught us so many things. The law is different from the teaching of Jesus. I'm not against the law. He was not against the law. But so many people cannot meet up to the law. That's why he gave us grace of creating churches all over the world. Creating churches on communities. Creating churches, place of service, worshiping God. Jesus did that for you and I. And when you come to church, you need to know that so many things are going on in the church. In the church, you get civilization. In the church, you get education. If you're not educated, you can acquire education in the church. If you're not outspoken, you get that in the church. Because Jesus began his ministry by teaching. And his apostles, they taught also. Now, you see that teaching has been a part of Christianity. Teaching how to live peace. Teaching how to progress. Teaching how to handle business. Teaching how to handle families. So that's why Jesus was born. To give us this grace. So without Jesus, you cannot be here, as I said before. How? Jesus was the one that introduced church. You cannot be a Jewish man. You cannot be an Islamic. I was a Jewish person. The religion is very beautiful, but you can't be a Jewish person. This is a religion created by Moses. Islamic was established by Moses. Jewish people, a Jewish religion was established by Moses on the mountain of Sinai. Then Islamic was established by our father Abraham. When God demanded his son Isaac, and it was changed to be a ram. That is how Islamic religion started. So God introduced all these things for mankind to live in peace. Islamic religion happened to be the first, the eldest brother of religion. The second religion happened to be Jewish religion. And the third religion happened to be Christianity by Jesus Christ. Then the one Jesus, is too popular, that everybody is free. You don't need to go process, just baptism. Sacrament of baptism, you become a Christian. Whether you are learned or you're not learned, just sacrament of baptism, you're a Christian. But in Jewish religion, you go to what called Mount Joseph before you become a Jewish person. So what am I saying? Without Jesus, we cannot build this church. We don't have the power. The oracle of this land, they will not allow us. The priests of oracle, they will not allow us. They'll come after us. That we have brought something that is against their oracle. They will kill me before now. But Jesus has given us the power, the privilege, the dominion. The dominion. Freedom of worship. Freedom of life. That's what we get from Jesus. So when you hear about Jesus, it has a lot of meaning. I cannot name them. Somebody say, I'm a new creature. We worship God. I'm a new creature. I got new life. Oh, things are passed away. I'm born again. Mother can cry. That's what I am. I am new creation. I got new life. You sing the song. Lord prepared me sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true, and with thanksgiving I will be. I'm not hearing somebody worshiping. Sanctuary. So you respond now. It is why with my soul. Here is where with my soul Messiah has given you and I the privilege to have what called prayer requests. I want you to ask God one thing this season of 25th December. Ask him one thing in your life. Speak to him. Request something from him. May his knowledge establish business. May his knowledge establish my house. May his knowledge establish my career. May his knowledge establish my marriage. May his knowledge establish my children. May his knowledge establish my womb. May his knowledge establish my family. May he